It's all in my head. I got it. I just got to put pen to paper. We got this. We can really win this game.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. Gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. Gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we can't.
What if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life?
First year, you helped me kick off a Piece a Day project. Second year, you helped me again kick off Piece a Week.
Yep.
And I learned a lot both times, and natural progression is to go one a month, but to go as deep as you can fucking go with a piece. And what I want to do is collaborate every single month with a different person. I want to sit down and say, okay, so kick it off with you, right? And say, this is going to be the Vaynerchuk piece. I want to sit down, say 20, 30 minutes, talk to you.
Or with some people that have more time than me, sit down with for 2-3 hours.
Absolutely.
Or 2 days.
Honestly, someone like you, I could
2 days.
from totally. Could extract from video and then reduce that message, because what I found is powerful about the shit I do is I can reduce a story
into a piece.
Right?
You're a storyteller, right? The way I'm a storyteller my way, you are in your way.
Dude, I appreciate the time.
I love you, man. Good luck to you.
Look, you guys be well.
You too.
Planet of the apps, all that. You rock. Rock on, brother.
What's going on?
Later.
Right,
104's done?
Hello?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm really well. How are you?
I'm trying not to freak out.
That's a good strategy. We don't want to spend our entire 60-second club on the freak out.
No, not at all.
Very cool. So what do you want to do in our time here?
I actually wanted to know, I know that in a couple of your snaps you said, you have a family, and I know you don't show like your kids on Snap and stuff like that, but I'm just curious on how you balance it all. I kind of do a couple different things, and for a while there I kind of felt like I had everything at least, up in the air, and then it kind of all came down, and now just trying to get everything spinning again. I just feel like, if I'm doing good on one, then I'm failing at another, and I just want to know how you balance it all.
I think I balance it all by not judging myself too harshly. I think that's really where it starts and stops. I think way too many people have lost the work-life balance before it even started, because they're going to be critical on themselves regardless of it, right? It's so hard to balance. And so for me, I just know I'm doing the best that I can. And if I'm doing the best that I can, that in itself has put me in a position to succeed. And some days that means that I have to choose my family time on a Friday night, or Sunday morning, an executive ran into me on Saturday and asked me to meet for coffee and wanted to jam, and I just couldn't. I couldn't because of the family time, right? And so that's the family being chosen. Other times I'm, flying and speaking somewhere or having a big meeting, and I'm missing, some sort of like school function that I don't want to miss. And that's the other way. And the truth is, I just don't beat myself up. All of us are trying the best we can. And so as long as, nothing is glaring, and to me, glaring is the following. My kids have become completely horrible people and have major problems in society, and or I go directly out of business in my businesses. As long as neither one of those are happening, I think it's gonna be okay. And so I think it's how you judge how you're balancing way more than the reality of it. And recognizing that you have a different point of view on it than your partner, than the kids, than your business associates. And I think you need to care about your point of view on it first and foremost, while being empathetic to everybody else's points of view.
Awesome. That's a really good answer. I know that, it's hard to try and not judge what you're doing and stuff like that.
That's the game, right? That's like everybody could be failing at work-life balance if they've decided they're failing at work-life balance.
Okay.
So as long as you're not, as long as your spouse or your partner isn't saying I want to break up or get a divorce, and as long as your kids aren't like eating pine tar, and as long as your banks aren't coming to foreclose your business, you're gonna be okay. And I think people are freaking out. Like, I didn't even see my dad until I was 15, and I love him and we have the best relationship. Like, there are people who've had their fathers walk out on their family and they didn't see him for 15 years, and now they have great relationships because they've reconciled. Like, people are way too judgmental and overanalyzing work-life balance in today's modern PR society. And so if you feel good about it, then you'll win. And I think not judging yourself too harshly, because it is hard to balance everything, because that's life. And I don't aim for perfect. I'm not interested in perfect. It's not real. Perfect is fake. And so I just live.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. It feels better, right? Like it feels better to like look at it that way.
Yeah, it's I said it's hard, and I said with little kids and stuff, it's like mommy's not here, daddy's not here, and that's kind of all they see. As much as they're involved, it's just kind of hard some days. And
they're tougher than you think. How old are they?
3 and 8.
3 and 8. Tell me anything you remember of being 3. Go.
Not much.
Interesting.
Just being in a hospital. That's
right.
about it.
And you know what? When you really like as long as you're counterbalancing it with love, and one of the biggest things all these parents judging people. Meanwhile, they're around because they work 9 to 5, but if they're not deploying love and are in it from 5 to 9 every night and on the weekend, what are they really accomplishing? Just because you're there doesn't mean you're there.
Right. So do you, when you do have your family, like you said, when you have your family time, you just kind of say, that's family time, and that's kind of non-negotiable.
Yeah,
and that might be different times, but.
Yes, and sometimes it, most of the time it works out, but sometimes it doesn't, right? Like sometimes I can get distracted, and I'm just not willing to beat myself up if I decided to go down a rabbit hole for an hour on a Sunday when I should have been all in on the family. That's just gonna happen. Like
Right.
This is about not beating yourself up and knowing where your intent and your efforts are, and also knowing life's a long game. So in 2-3 years, when I'm taking my kids on business trips and traveling with them and showing them the world, like that's where the benefits have come from some of the sacrifices. And I don't know, I think everybody, if they had the option of, would you rather have had your parents around every minute from 1 to 5, but not be able to do all these amazing experiences with them from 11 to 18? Versus the alternative? I just have a funny feeling all of us would raise our hand and say, I'll take that 11 to 18 shit. And I plan on dominating that, and some of the sacrifices I have to create between 1 to 8 is something I'm willing to do, and that's my strategy, and I don't give a fuck if some parenting blogger says that I'm not spending enough time with them. Fuck you.
Thank you.
Let me come
Thank
and
you very much.
let me come and judge you from afar. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's too many people out there doing that. I love your attitude, and I love your message, and I started following you a couple of months ago, and I wait for your content every day. I really like it. In fact, there's some days that I'm like, I know that sometimes if, someone's like, I don't have time or this and that, you're like, I'm going to go audit their social media. And I'm like, well, maybe I can piss him off and he'll go audit my social media and tell me
I love
how
it.
good or bad I'm doing at this point. But I really appreciate you taking the time. In fact, I was running from my daughter's dance lesson with her yesterday as I'm commenting on your post and hashtagging, and I got home and my family I was like, I get to talk to Gary Vee, and my husband's like, I don't know what that means, but okay.
He's like,
So.
what's that? Listen, honestly, and thank you. Right now, I'm feeling really good in my stomach because I knew why I wanted to do this 60s. I figured out my health by tricking myself into a system where I was accountable to somebody else. I knew that I wanted to do something more for my community. Even though that I feel like I'm at the top of the game, I wanted to be better than my best self. And I needed to trick myself into a game that made me bring more. And at this moment right now, I'm super happy. I've never been happier about this 60, the 60-second club is fun because it's fun to see how many comments and you get in this, it's crazy and that's all fun. But this chat made it better.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking time.
Take care, bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
That was good. You want to go?
60-second club. Gotta trick yourself. You just need to be smart about it. We're going heavy up front on that. I'm not sure that's right. Thoughts?
I think my thought is that we need to position how we're different than holding companies from like a workflow perspective, but say that we're still call ourselves an agency because that's what we are.
I mean, we are an agency.
And I do think the point of essentially us saying we are better aligned than other agencies is still a super valid point. I think actually carries a lot of weight.
I do too. I just wonder if it's something I talk over to and we just show that we're the best modern day digital agency in the world, you know? I'm just debating that.
Yep.
And I actually think that sells better, but I'm still consuming this. Keep going.
So I think the initial push on this though, Gary, was that this was the deck that was supposed to sell without you.
Right, so I'm just wondering if that's even something we want to, like, how do we even sell that without me is something worth debating.
I don't think that's a hard story
Yeah.
to tell.
Okay, I don't think it's a hard story to tell. Yeah, I guess. Okay, let's keep going.
I
Like,
think you bring a certain level of like bravado to it because you're like, it's what I'm doing.
Cool. So then we go into
ahead.
defining what a full stack agency is. So it's consumer attention marries like the fact that we constantly change and we're not married to any specific channels. So this is where we feel like we need to kind of like stat dump and back up the fact that we say what we're saying with recent statistics and facts. So consumer attention is fragmenting across channels. Have some facts here that back that up.
okay,
With new channels arriving ever faster, this is where we show like adoption on those channels is happening at scale so quickly. Standalone.
yeah, it's gonna end up being.
I'm sorry, I didn't think you were done.
No worries. Thank you so much.
I'll wait till you finish so I can get more.
It's a lot less today. I think the place where we will get even more reaction is if this said it's time to stop making commercials and deploying digital 1.0 behavior. Like where I get a lot of traction is I'm not even gonna bother you about commercials. Let's talk about the fact that everything you're doing is banner and search and you're not even adapting to the modern web. It's time to stop making TV commercials and deploying 1999 through 2010 digital behavior. That will work. And obviously we can tweak that a little bit, but that's the energy. It will work. And
Wait, just to be clear, because when we're not we're getting rid of the 1999 to 2010, right?
correct. This slide says it's time to stop making TV commercials, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's so. Yeah, I think we're. I think it's just the word deploying. I think it would be like we're getting discarding. I think would be the word.
Got it.
Something like
Yeah. Okay.
that. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the case studies. One thing that I want to talk about is I don't like this slide so much. I don't think it's a big enough disparity. I don't like it at all. I'm just talking about the Honey Empire. One thing we don't talk about is how we think about images on Facebook and Instagram as print and billboards versus banners. Print, billboard, and banners, like the modern way of doing it. It's another way to do more of that work that I believe in, and just something that doesn't come across here, shows our other capabilities besides video. So just something to think about.
Okay.
I also like some of the Vayner smart work. Oh, it's right here. Got it. Good. Okay.
Or is it like the new place to spend your money?
Those are the two things that stand out. That and probably our favorite videos. Don't we have some other CPG videos that we can feel good about in some way?
Yeah, we could show Swedish Fish.
Yes.
Show ICC.
We're showing ICC. I really like Swedish Fish. And another video another slide that I think would work. We have made the modern TV commercial, aka Facebook videos for all of these brands, and then have little screenshots of Mountain Dew and the logo of Mountain Dew and a screenshot from the video. Just an overwhelming showing we're doing this a lot. Like anybody we've made a Facebook video for, I think we should show. In the same way that we used to use logos as these are our clients.
That's interesting.
You see where I'm going? That will really drill it home.
Like a collage.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing we don't have any chase work in here, which is
Right, and we have great videos for Chase, like all of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get every video, every single logo that we've done a Facebook video for, I want. And if it takes 2 slides, because we show 18 screenshots and 18 logos, and the next one's 18 and 18, mazel tov. I want them to understand everybody's doing it and we're the kings of it. Those Facebook video drive home, and then a much deeper oomph to our media capabilities, and that's that.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Show me the next version when you get a chance.
Cool. All right. I
Cool.
feel like we can make these pretty quickly too, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
Why did PewDiePie close down his YouTube? It's gonna happen. We're gonna win. This is gonna happen. It's gonna work. Unlike the old days of 20K when it was all creative and it was all organic, 5,000 in ads a month, I know what to do with. On Facebook, I know what to do with influencers. We've got all these accounts of fucking, this is real. Like, I'm not fucking gaining 10,000 fucking followers on Instagram a day.
You have a lot of overhead around you. You have a lot of dedicated people around you. It's not cheap to run your brand.
Me?
It's
No, I know, but I think the team that we have could run 4 for that price of like 15 to 20K. Like, I think we can run 4.
you're also producing way more content.
Way
than
more.
they-
Local papers, local bloggers, influencers, like it's all in my head. I got it. I just gotta put pen